What do you know, everybody? It's time for another Brawl News episode. So this episode is a little bit of a long time coming. We've got a few things to get out of the way that are really important when it comes to free rewards. But I also want to get into a little bit of a deep dive as to what the community is going through at the moment. But starting things off, a little bit of a continuation to an ongoing storyline that we had brought up in recent video. Not too long ago, we ended up discussing a grievance inside the community when it came to the auto collection of the trophy road. People not getting every single reward that was on their track when it got auto collected, and I got a feeling it affected a lot of people. In that video, we showcased a ton of screenshots on social media of people showing off what they ended up getting on their auto collection and realizing that star drops were not in the mix. As you guys know, we get a lot of progression on the trophy road, and if you had a lot saved up, you'll know that there were a ton of mythic and legendary star drops in the mix that people noticed that they did not get. Now, I'm excited to inform you all that they ended up correcting this in a maintenance break that came out about 10 hours ago at the point that I'm recording this video. As you can see here at the very top, Trophy Road wasn't auto-collecting star drops properly. If you missed those, they will be auto-collected once you open up the game. Beautiful. And we will get into the rest of the changes in this maintenance, which was crazy big. But in all honesty, this is great news, but I just want to say it's giving way to another issue, if you ask me. Let's see what is auto-collected here. I only had 2? What the frick? Really? That's it? I swear to gosh I had more, but hey, I ain't complaining, okay? I ain't complaining. We got a skin and some coins out of it. I'll take it. But given the nature of how big the change was in this update, it's leaving a lot of people a little bit confused when it comes to this. I don't know if you guys necessarily watching this video are confused, but I've definitely got a lot of DMs when it comes to just the nature of the auto collection of the Brawl Pass itself. It could just be the fact that we had such a huge change to the Trophy Road, and like the auto collection information got diluted in the mix of like all the other crazy stuff, but I've been seeing this issue pop up a lot. And I don't blame any of you guys who are still confused about this, because when I first looked at the patch notes, I had to do a double take to see whether or not we were going to be compensated for the new rewards on the Trophy Road, right? Given our actual trophy amount that we have, where's the rewards that we get along the way? Are we going to get everything? Just taking a look at this user here who ended up adding me at the announcement of this maintenance break, I would assume they were waiting for the correction to the Trophy Road, and then they later found out that it was just the star drops. At BrawlStarRey, I had unclaimed rewards from 32k trophies till 70k trophies, and yet I only got these many drops, plus no hypercharge drop. WTF. Supercell. So it looks like a fair amount, the actual amount that was auto-collected, but I'm guessing this individual also thinks that they should be compensated for the amount of rewards that are on the new Trophy Road as well. And I've seen this issue pop up with so many people. Taking a look at a little bit more context here, they end up saying as well, just for context, I calculated it according to the new Trophy Road, and I was supposed to receive 10 legendary star drops, 11 random drops, and 2 hypercharge drops. Please give those as well, Brawl Stars. Help me out, Arc Brawl Stars. Now, this was never a part of the actual compensation, and I initially thought, hey, that'd be sick if we'd get like a double up on the actual Trophy Road being reset. You know, I'm at 90,000 trophies. That's a lot of rewards that I ended up missing out, especially the hypercharge drops. But I think there's a huge portion of the community, especially with this maintenance coming out and addressing the issue, that are still really, really confused about the actual compensation. Maybe not reading the fine print and stuff like that. I don't expect everyone to read every single thing of the patch notes, but because of this, it still leaves a little bit of a sour taste in several people's mouths, right? I don't know if it's just because it's such a huge change and a lot of like moving parts and stuff like that, where a lot of people are going to get confused about it. But on top of all the other controversial changes in this update, other things like this also leaves bad tastes in people's mouths, which obviously we want to avoid as a community. It hurts like me as a creator for like the popularity of Brawl Stars and whatnot. So I don't know. I've kind of come to grips with this whole situation where it's like, I'm such a small piece of the overarching Brawl Stars community, and basically like what I value the most with my channel, and I do want to do other content and stuff like that, but I always try to be like someone who can inform you guys, making sure we're all on the right track and we know exactly what's happening. I find that really, really important as like a piece in the community that I can help out, you know? But it's hard sometimes coming to grips where I can only influence such a small portion of the Brawl Stars community and get the word out, where I see people having issues like this. It's just, it sucks because I know this person is not going to be happy finding out that they're not going to get any of those rewards, thinking that they were. But I guess at the very end of the day, all I can do is my best and try to make sure you guys are in the loop as best as possible with these sorts of things. I'll keep doing my best. Now, like I said before, I do want to get into the rest of these changes, but I also want to bring up a little bit more about the community sentiment about this update. So I woke up this morning and stumbled across a video that Spen made yesterday. Ironically enough, I try to browse Reddit sometimes just to keep up with the community. I don't know how great of a way to keep up with the community going on Reddit is, right? But I ended up seeing someone post about this video. And I think I was building myself up to actually talk about this in a small sense, but I have been seeing so many people discussing the brand new change and the removal of masteries. As you can see, I haven't even claimed any of my stuff over here, but we have records. Like I've said a few times now recently in these videos, especially if you're watching this video right now, I would assume you're a little bit more in the weeds when it comes to Brawl Stars than like the average player. And I would assume you guys had a little bit more interest in masteries compared to like maybe some of the more casual players out there. But what I've been seeing, at least in our bubble, is not a lot of love for records. Taking a look at a tweet that Ben ended up coming out with 4 days ago, saying records feel weird, to be honest. They kind of reward staying low in trophies or even dropping just to finish them. Non-win ones like wall hacks for Meeple are way easier versus noobs. For new brawlers too, staying low equals easier wins. It might be better for new players and low trophy players though. IDK, kinda torn, hope long term it helps. So if we take a look at the discrepancy, and I would agree with Ben on this, that if you do want to get a lot of these records done, it makes way more sense to stay lower in trophies. It's just easier to do. But I would say like the whole notion of masteries, right? It's kind of like records are the complete opposite. If you want to complete these things and get rewards from records, you're more inclined to stay low in trophies, or you're rewarded for staying low in trophies. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, masteries were the complete opposite. You're way more rewarded for being higher up in trophies to get the most out of your wins every single match that you get to get more mastery points. It feels like a little bit of a 180 going on here with records and kind of catering to the noober population inside Brawl Stars. But before we get into more examples of other people inside the community and what they have to say about records, I want to give you guys my 2 cents on records versus masteries. To be honest, I was very, very sad to see masteries go. I am a very endgame player. I've been playing this game since beta, right? So masteries definitely were my thing. I enjoyed that type of thing. I think when it comes to a game like Brawl Stars and the community that we've built through like different community events and stuff like that is a little bit of a younger audience. And a lot of the changes that we see are in order to keep them a little bit more entertained. We don't want small retention, right, inside of Brawl Stars. And I think that's what the dev team really, really focuses on. Implementations that keep newer players locked in and they enjoy the game longer, which is like kind of the exact opposite of what masteries do. But I think on the opposite end of the coin, removing masteries got rid of some really important end game stuff for players to actually enjoy grinding the game. If you really think about it, in Brawl Stars, we don't have that much to grind. It's trophies or ranked. And most of the time when it comes to grinding, it's all about these different goals that you put on yourself, whether it's to get every single brawler to 1,000 trophies and stuff like that. But there will be a limit that you hit, and what comes after that. Masteries gave like a really good out for that for players who get that far in the game, where a long-term grind is something that people really, really enjoy, keeping their drive in the game and enjoying the game that they loved and devoted so much attention to, and I would guess some money sometimes, something to enjoy the game long term. So the way I look at it is records is really, really good for newer players who are able to get quite a bit of rewards, right, just from playing the game with different brawlers and stuff like that. But I think at the opposite end of the spectrum, they removed this very fun late game stuff. In my opinion, I think it would have been fine to keep masteries in the game, but maybe nerf some of the rewards from it if that's like the main thing that Brawl Stars wanted to avoid. I think there'd be a lot of players more than happy just to grind a brawler to gold 3, set aside the actual awards from it. That's just me. That's my opinion. Sad to see masteries go, and I think it's kind of a rough situation for us, like the hardcore players. Here's one that's a little bit more telling. Sans, a notorious grinder in the game. If you're thinking like opposite ends of the spectrums, these are the most extremes. If you guys don't know Sans, he is like an insane grinder inside of Brawl Stars, and then you take like maybe a newer player at the game. These are like the most crazy ends of spectrums here, okay? But we have Sans Sans indulging in the update when it first came out, level 9 records. We have him saying, what are these impossible as things they want us to do? Guys, hey, we don't swear that much on the channel, so if that bothers you, we're about to get into the weeds. But as you can see, after a few days of playing with these, we have Sans take on records. Records is the worst blank I've ever tried to grind in this game. Would rather push a 10k again or push a brawler to 100,000 mastery points. Instead, I'm sitting here for 2 hours trying to figure out how to stun 3 people 2 times with Frank in dual effing showdown for 100 points. You can agree or disagree with Sans about records in general here, but I would agree, yes, this is an extreme sentiment, but I would feel like most of the discussions that I've been seeing, at least with like not the crazy casual players out there, is kind of along this line where yes, you have records out there that will take you a long time and are very, very grindy, much like masteries could have like had that vibe to it, but it's not necessarily the same type of grind. Masteries was just like a long-term progression based thing where you just play the game and passively level up. You could make it a focal point, something that you really want to get to, gold 3, and it would take quite a bit of effort, but it wasn't anything that's like frustrating. Where this could very well take you just as long as getting to like gold 1 on a brawler grind, but it's definitely much more frustrating just trying to do one particular very, very hard record, right? Stunning like 3 people into a showdown or something like that. And I mean, like, as I've been seeing like the past couple days, like BrawlStarRey is just in shambles, which I think Reddit can be a good place to like see how like the actual update is being like brought in, how people are feeling about the update. But again, I try to keep my distance a little bit or just try to stay towards the middle line of things. But I mean, if so many people are saying the same exact things about like how they're feeling about the update, it just kind of makes me feel a certain way, you know? But like I've said before, so many times, Brawl Stars has given us so many reasons to trust them. We haven't gotten so bad that we have like the same sort of trust in like Clash Royale. I see a lot of people maybe from like the Clash Royale community trying out Brawl Stars still jaded about certain things that's happened over there and kind of showing that same amount of animosity towards Brawl Stars. But up until this point, the Brawl Stars dev team honestly want nothing more than the game to succeed. And that's not just me shilling out. That's me seeing so many past examples of Brawl Stars really, really going above and beyond, changing things that need to be changed for the community's sake. They want the game to succeed just as much as us. And I think it's more important for Brawl Stars to succeed in many senses when compared to like Clash Royale, because Clash Royale's revenue is pretty consistent when it comes to just like the game's progression, where most of the revenue coming in from Brawl Stars is based on its popularity. Most of the revenue is generated from skins. So if the popularity of Brawl Stars goes down, the revenue goes down. So vice versa, it's important for them to appease the overall community of Brawl Stars in that sense. But still, I don't know. We're in like a little bit of a tricky situation here. It's just one huge, gigantic change that is very like splitting in the community. A lot of people like masteries. The very vocal people like masteries, and I guess like the more casual players didn't necessarily indulge in masteries all that much, so I don't know. But wanted to get my 2 cents out of the way. It sucks to make videos like this, I swear to gosh. At the end of the day, my MO, I want Brawl Stars to succeed. It's very important that it succeeds for me, so it's hard to make these types of videos. All I'm saying is I don't think Brawl Stars is cooked or anything like that. I think we have a lot to look forward to, much like the next community event. I'm really looking forward to the Angels vs Demons. And knowing Brawl Stars, if things go bad and they see the numbers going down, they will revert things and whatnot. They've always shown that they would do that in the past. But what I wanted to get to here at the end is just an overarching change or recap of the maintenance that ended up happening. We had a ton of buffs and nerfs, some different balance changes, as well as fixes. You guys can go check it out over on the social medias over here. I'm sure you guys have already tried out the changes in the game, seeing that's come out a little bit ago. But we had a ton of other nice changes as well, quality of life changes. This is kind of like Brawl Stars' MO. They tried to rack up as much stuff that needs to be changed before they actually go into a maintenance. But yeah, man, wanted to swing in, give you guys a little bit of an update on that star drop reimbursement, as well as just kind of give my 2 cents on like the whole community stuff going on right now. And just know, hey, I'll always be here for you guys when it comes to this type of thing. At the end of the day, I want y'all to be happy because you guys watch my videos. Brawl Stars could go like huge, like huge popular where all like the casual players are picking it up and enjoying it and stuff like that. But you guys are the people that I need to look out for the most, right? You're the most important to me. So I'm going to always do my best to make sure you guys are heard and see what you guys have to say. So make sure to let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking and how you're feeling about everything so far. And I would love to read through those. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And we'll see you in the next one. Adios. Take care.